Today we're going to learn how to make tree silhouettes. If we go in here to our canvas information, you can see that I'm using a square canvas. It's the standard from PROcreate 2048 by 2048 300 dpi. We're going to set our brush color to white and our background color to black. And then what we want to do is put a map down of an approximate tree shape. So if you divide your canvas into approximately fourths, go from about 1/4 over to the middle and then back over to 1/4 over. That's an approximate tree shape. And we're going to go up a layer. We're going to take our layer 1 and make it nice and dim. I've got my brush size set to 45%, and I am using the technical pen under inking. Starting from the middle, with light pressure increasing as you go, draw a line going all the way down. And then draw another line right next to that. And another one. And these three lines converge up here at the top. And if we fill them in, this is the trunk of our tree. And then using our guidelines, just make a bunch of little squiggly marks. You just want to kind of basically follow that shape all the way down. You want to make general curving motions that go like that. And just wiggle them a little bit. When you get down towards the bottom, zigzag in towards the middle. And then do the same thing here on this side. The idea here is don't be precise. Be messy. And then we're going to fill that in. And already it's looking very much like a tree. I like to go into the individual branch clusters and just add scalloped edges to the bottoms of most of our clusters. And basically the only thing I'm doing is, with the brush set so high, you just need to make little lines like this going at the bottom of your branches, and you get a lovely scalloped edge. And I'm not scalloping all of the edges, especially up at the top. And let's take a look at the top here. Usually the tops of pine trees are kind of scraggly. So I'm going to take this, I've got it on uniform, and I'm going to resize it down slightly, just so I can kind of give it a little irregular top there. And there we go. We have a pine tree blank. We can turn off layer 1. Let's copy layer 2. And I'm going to add a layer and get rid of layer 2. And let's go here to our wreath. And we are going to start a new brush. Go into Shape, Edit, Import, and Paste. And now that we have that here, we can see what it looks like here in the preview. We want to increase the spacing of that stroke path. And add a little bit of jitter. Doesn't have to be much. For the shape behavior, I like to give it just a very little bit of rotation. We're going to go 6-7%. Then if we go to color dynamics, and for the stamp color jitter, we're going to change the saturation, just 5%. And then we're going to change the darkness to about 20%. That gives us a slight bit of variety. Under Apple Pencil, we're going to turn that off. And we're going to use a stamp preview here in Properties. Orient to screen is fine. And let's give it a maximum size of 800 so we can have great big huge trees. Minimum size of 40 so that we don't end up with nothing. And let's click Done. We're going to choose a green color. Let's go kind of dark. And let's put this across the screen. Okay, well, that's not too bad. There we go. If we go across the screen like this, we have now created a lovely pine forest. Now, if you color going up, then your stamps are going to end up having trunks showing in the wrong places. If you color going down, then that makes your further trees have their stumps being covered up by the nearer trees, which is much more realistic. So we're going to go over all that again. Put our brush color back to white. I'm going to turn on layer 1 so that we have that guideline. And here on layer 3, I'm going into inking and technical pen. And then I'm going to start a trunk. We'll make this one a little bit more wavy. And we'll let it be a little bit more narrow. Doesn't really matter here at the top because that all gets colored in anyway. And let's go and give this one some really scraggly tops. And then we're going to swoop it down and just give an irregular wiggle going all the way down here. This is a really easy way to do a pine tree silhouette. As long as you follow the general triangle principle, then you're going to end up with a passable pine tree. And if you want, you can just make really lumpy shapes going over. You don't have to keep it at the guideline. You can go in and out of it. And because it's nature, if the two sides don't look alike, it looks more natural. So there we are. We got the beginning of our silhouette. And we can actually leave it like this. We don't have to put the scallop details on. That's just a personal preference for me. Now this one, if we look at it, it goes a little bit too far up like that. I want it to swoop more. So I'm just going to make it swoop. And it's okay that it doesn't meet at the top, because once again, it looks more natural. This is one of those cases where being messy is good. And then if we wanted, I'm going to use the eraser with the hard brush, and I'm going to put two little lines here and give it an irregular shape, and then finish erasing inside of these shapes. And your pine tree shows a trunk in the middle. Because I like using these as mass brushes, I generally don't do that, but you can if you like. Go ahead and pull up examples on the internet of tree silhouettes. and just follow generally what you see on the screen. We're going to go ahead and take this brush, go up to wreath. Let's see, this preview, we're going to put down to 20% because I want to see that it's a tree. Let's go down to 10%. There we go. That looks more like a tree. We're going to call this Pine 1. And create the new reset point. And then we're going to duplicate it. Call this Pine 2. And don't forget to copy layer 3 so that you can paste it into the shape of your new brush. Let's go up a layer, turn off layers 3 and 1. We'll go back to our green, and we've got Pine 2 here, which we scatter over, and then we go to Pine 1, and we'll scatter that one. You can make 3, 4, 5, 6 different brushes. And do Miko roll. I'm going to select. Let's put this up pretty high. And we now have a moon. Go down a layer. And let's go into luminance. I replicated the Glimmer 3 brush several times. I'm sure you've seen this in previous videos. And basically I keep changing the spacing just to try to get more of a star-like look. Let's choose some yellow, orange, and we'll just tap those on the screen. And because this is luminance, your stars are going to already be varied in their coloration. The color that you've chosen is just going to be the beginning color. And there we have a lovely painting of a nighttime forest. Okay, after further playing around with the brushes and working on my picture and whatnot, I have discovered some changes to these brushes. Under dynamics, if you put the size jitter to 25%, that looks nice. Under shape, instead of rotation, I've changed it to scatter to 12%. I've given it a count of 3 and a count jitter of 10%. Now, count and count jitter work together to give you variety to your brush. A count of 3 means that every time you put a stamp on, you're going to get 3 stamps. count jitter will change that. So sometimes you get 2, sometimes you get 1, sometimes you get 3. And in this case, it happens 10% of the time. And this makes for a much better randomized brush, I think. And you can get a much prettier picture. Well, I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial and that you have a wonderful day.